Michael, do you have a drop off? So I think she has no issue with her network. Okay, was any of us able to try something? Let me start with that. Let's see if that's a good place for us to start. Was any of us able to try something?
Uh, no, sir. Omar speaking. I didn't, sir, because like I'm very far. Where I got lost from is quite far. So I plan to. Jeffrey sent me the link where I could start from, but it's so far from where we are at the moment that I'll need a lot of time. So I plan to catch up before next week's class. I got lost after low fidelity wireframe.
Whoa, that's foul.
Yes, it's really fast. So I was on the high fidelity wireframe class, and then there was a week that I traveled for a retreat that I missed the two classes for that week. Yes. So I understand the theory part, but once you enter the practical part, I'm like, how did he even get here?
Okay.
Yes. Well, I because the recordings are here, my plans are to now that I have my system ready, my plan is to just walk by myself and get up to speed before the next class on Wednesday. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, thank
Um,
you.
for Faith.
Yes, sir. And so I was not able to practice. I just finished my exam today. I've been having exams since 2 weeks now, so I've not even had time to do extra things like that. So I just started watching some recordings because I'm also lost. Yeah, I'm also lost. So, but I would
Oh,
complete it by this weekend. So I just go.
okay. Okay. You are. Um, Jeffrey, anything from you?
Uh, Apart from the one I showed you yesterday, I've not
Yes.
actually done something else, something different yet. But by the grace of God, I'm going to. I will finish my semester for next week, and I will engage in all the projects you have been teaching us, and I will show you something,
Okay.
something. Yeah.
Okay. How about you, Sarah?
Jesus Christ.
Sarah, if you're speaking, I cannot hear you.
Can everyone hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. I don't know how to do this.
Hear me? Good evening, sir. What's this one?
Hello. Am I the only one that can't hear anything?
I also can't hear anything. So I wanted to even confirm if
I
I'm
also.
the only one. Okay. Probably it's the network
Okay.
from his own end
Yeah, I think so
because it's
too.
breaking. Please, what was earlier said? Because I joined in quite late. I don't know who was speaking. The Tech U City person. What was she saying,
Oh,
please?
yeah, she was talking about how we can access recordings before she posts it on the before she
On
posts it on YouTube because it usually takes a long time. But there was no way,
okay.
Shan. There's no way around it.
Oh, okay. Because I was hearing where she was saying that we should put I was trying to access one of our class, and that's the class Mr. Kingsley said YouTube had to bring down because it was showing contact and the like. So I don't know if anyone has access to that video.
Oh, I think they said it is back already. Yeah, I think so. I think the recording
It
is
is
back on
back.
the channel.
Because
Yeah, I think so.
I tried viewing it today. It was said I was trying to view it today. YouTube was telling me this video is no longer available because
Okay.
it violated
Went
the
down.
rules of
Yeah.
YouTube. So I don't know if it's like literally still accessible, if there's a way you can access it.
No. Maybe we can ask our coordinator at the end of the class. But I
Oh,
doubt it will be. I doubt it.
I'll
Alright.
I'll just we'll ask you, no problem.
Okay,
Is
thank
our
you.
class governor here too?
Yes, she's there.
Okay. No problem.
A new one was posted, actually. A new recording was posted.
Was it the recording? Was it that particular one that was taken out?
Yes, I requested for it and she rectified it.
Because I actually tried this afternoon now. I tried to access it. Usually the video, the UI UX, you see some it has like number like 102, 103, 104, 105 like that. So I didn't get to see that particular one. When I tried to access it via the link, it was saying this video is not available because it violated YouTube rules, and I could not actually go back to that particular one, but I'll still check it again.
I just reposted it again now.
You said what?
I have reposted it
Eh?
again. I have reposted
Okay,
it
thank you.
again.
Okay,
Check.
okay, thank you so much. Thank you.
Uh,
I appreciate.
Can you hear me, please?
yeah, we can hear you, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Right.
Okay. So what was the last thing we picked with from way to begin from?
Sorry, sir was.
So what was the last thing you were able to pick? Let me know where I'm starting from.
Okay. Yesterday you taught us about design thinking, and we round up with you showed us a website that you are working on. Design thinking, you said design thinking is a solution-based approach that will guide you from start base to finish end, and you make mention of the five starting base of design thinking, which are empathize, define, heat date, prototype, and test. So you said empathize is trying to understand the user, is trying to understand the user, like like the opportunity to, okay, yeah. Empathize is trying to understand the user. Then you said define. gives us the opportunity to understand the core user problem. Then you said HeDate is the brainstorm, a creative solution. Like it refers to like generating new ideas, often in a collaborative setting before executing. Then you said a prototype is the process of building a product, thereby testing the project before it gets to the user. And test is the process of getting a feedback. Then before you now went to the project that was assigned to you, you're showing us a difference between the one that they brought to you and the one you are working on.
Okay, thank you, sir. That was quite holistic. Okay. Let's see what we can do for today. Let's see what we can do for today. We're still very much. Let me share my screen to where we last stopped. So, okay. Okay. So this was where we stopped last week. Now we'll be picking up our design from there. Just hold on.
So it's like you did some touching on this design.
Unfortunately, every one of you have the link, so nobody has checked this since then. Not going back to that.
Wow. So I want to ask a question.
Yeah, I can hear you.
when I was replicating the first user flow you taught us, then my mind went to this one that we did last. This one is also a user flow. This one is also a user flow.
Can you come again? Which first user flow?
Like the user flow of forgotten password that I showed you yesterday that I did.
Okay.
That deals with home page.
I know. I understand where you're saying. So let me ask a question. What is user flow?
User flow is how a user interacts with.
Okay, let me ask someone else. For Faith, what's
Yes,
user
sir.
flow?
It is like okay, it can also be called flowchart. Kind of, let's say, design something before you design it, like a rough sketch of what you want before you start designing, something like that. There's one that links to one thing that links to another thing. That then we use different shapes to represent different um let's say processes now. That's why we have the that circle type, the start, the is it the diamond shape, the process and stuff like that. So
Okay. Mary Jane, what's user flow?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma'am.
Okay, so the user flow is the step by step, um, the step by step, should I say, user approach now, or the steps that a user will have to go through when the user wants to interact with the product.
Mm, okay. Who else? Samuel, what's the user flow?
So, good evening, sir.
Good evening,
A
sir.
user flow is a step-by-step path that a tech person takes to complete a task when using a product. It's like an interaction and the step-by-step guide.
Okay. Yeah, we're all correct that it's a step-by-step guide. If there's one thing I know, to make it easy, I said the last time that it's considered to be a map. Once you have an idea that it's a map is supposed to guide the user to a specific destination. So a user flow is a journey map that helps a user that guides a user's path, step by step through an application, website application to complete tasks. So I would say it's a journey map that guides a user's step to complete a task. User flow is a journey map that guides a user's step to complete a task. So, Mr. Jeffrey, what we are doing is not a user flow. What we did initially was a user flow. We create user flows to help us see a series of steps that a user can possibly take to complete a given task. Logging in is a task. Forgetting password is a task. Updating profile is a task. Purchasing a product is a task. Returning a product is a task. So a user flow, which is what we designed, which is what we drew out then, is supposed to help you, it's supposed to guide you as to the screens that you are supposed to create, the screens you are supposed to design across the application. So after that user flow is done, what we are doing here now is to then design those screens, those steps that we have mentioned in our flow. Let me go down to user flow. Then get to design these steps that we have mentioned in our flow. Just give me a minute to let this load. Mr. Jeffrey, is that clear?
Yes, is clear. It's clear. I'm sorry, I don't know. Is this what we call low fidelity? Yes.
No. So, Mr. Jeffrey, I think you need to probably take some time and travel back to our previous classes so that you can get yourself well acquainted with. But it's fine that you're asking questions. But I think time to time we need to go back and watch those videos so that you can understand. A low fidelity wireframe is more like a sketch of what your final design is supposed to look like. I gave us when we discussed about low fidelity, we had places where I said it can either be drawn with a pen, or you can try to sketch something on your computer. But low fidelity is considered to be a sketch. It's a rough sketch. It's a rough sketch. It's not what we are doing now. Is what we're doing here. What we're doing here is high fidelity, not low fidelity. Low fidelity does not entail pictures, colors, and all that. Are we together?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, I don't want to dwell on something that's not on our topic for today, so that's why I'll leave that out of it for now. So, so how many things on these screens, how many flows on this have we done, and how many are we yet to do? Who has been keeping tab? How many have we done? How many are we yet to do? I think we have a landing page. We have okay. We've done our signing. Is anybody speaking? Who wants to answer us? Let me hear somebody speak before I give a response. Nobody's saying anything. Okay. We're going to take a screenshot of this. Who have I not asked question today? Let me see. Miss Bridget, how many screens have we done and how many are we yet to do? Considering what working on login and sign up user flow.
Okay. We've done our landing page, the sign up page, the inputs from there to we've done input address. No. We've done login page. No. Okay, at this
Okay,
point,
so
I
I
don't know
think
again. But I checked the link you sent to us. I checked the
okay.
link. Yeah. So I know that there's landing page there. The sign up page is there. It got to a point where I was supposed to input my email. Yes. Yes, I think that's where I got to. And also the I don't know what page it's called. I think that's the page that has the items.
What items?
The screen one, screen two, this
If you can see my screen, you can guide me. Let me know what you're talking about.
okay. Yeah, I can see your screen. So with the according to the link you sent to us, it's from the landing page to the page where you get to do get started. That's where, yeah.
This page?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, from the landing page to that page.
Okay, so what I think we'll do, just so that we'll help ourselves, I'm going to bring this in here. And I want us to let's take our account. So we have our login page, whatever it is that we've done. When you are doing your design and you've created your user flow, you're supposed to start designing progressively with your user flow. Whatever it is you've done, you just keep progressing. For the course of what we're doing, we're going to, let me try and adjust this. I'm going to be writing on this to cancel what we have done. Anyone we've done, I'm going to bring it out. So the first we have here, we have login page. This guy is blocked. Sorry, hold on. I don't know why that guy is very clear. Why? Yeah, I was asking earlier. I asked so that Sarah, were you able to try anything new?
I only started with like getting the screen. Yes, I tried something today, but I I did not even conclude it actually. I didn't conclude it. When I tried to select the screen type you used as the iPhone 17, it was bringing up a particular information like terms and condition kind of. I didn't really get that, so I was trying to see if I could probably just draw it because I was expecting that it was going to bring give me that exact type and then I would replicate.
Okay. You currently logged in with your computer?
I'm actually not with it. I had to walk away from where I was so that I can be the network could be stable. So I'm actually away from my computer now.
Okay, that's all. I wanted to say towards
Yes,
the end
sir.
of the class, you can share your screen. Let's help you out with that.
Okay,
Okay,
sir.
so coming down to what we have here. So I want us to keep tab of what you have done. I said that we're going to create all of these screens, this flow. We're going to effect this flow and have it tested end to end. That's everything here should be working perfectly well when it comes to our design. For many of us that say we don't have a computer, Miss Bridget, I think it was Miss Bridget, I just finished asking a question. Am I correct?
Yes,
If I
sir.
may. Yes, well done. It's nice to know that you were able to go through the design with your phone, and test it to see that what we did was actually functional. Yeah, it's nice for me to know that. So I want it to be that every flow here is done and it's perfectly working. Every screen here, I want us to work on the flow. That's what I said. So we started working on it a bit, one after the other. We did the first thing we have here, we have login page. And I said the login page can be a number of pages, which also involve um, splash screens and the rest. And then we're able to achieve all of that here. The landing page, sorry, we're able to achieve all of that here, down to having a button here that finally says login. So when the user gets to this page, the user is able to click this button to take the user to the page where the user tends to log in. I want to believe that we all remember how to prototype, how to effect an action, a prototype action on buttons or any object that we want to effect an interaction to it. So for this, I put an interaction here to say when the user taps on this, it should take the user to the login page. So we are going to, and then we'll say if the user, once the user inputs their details and the user clicks on sign in, takes the user to the home page. So I said we're going to keep a placeholder as our home page. We've not designed the home page yet, so let's just leave this as the home page for now. When we start designing, we'll design something for the home page. When we get to that point, rather, we'll design something for the home page. So let me put the home page down here. What's this? Okay, so if I'm to come back to this, we have been able to okay, give me a minute, please. Okay. Okay, yeah, much better. Please, yeah. So I'm going to cancel out the things that we've done. We've done achieved the landing page, so I'm going to take this out. We have achieved the signing or sign up. So we're not fully done with sign up. We have sign in, but we do not have sign up. So this is partly done. I'm quickly going to have us replicate what we have for the sign up. So the sign in and the sign up, there's not much difference. It's almost the same thing. Look at what we did here. This is supposed to be username, email, and password. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, I think I'm going too fast. I would have to slow down. I just caught myself now. Let me slow down. I'm just trying to fix up something, and then we'll slow down now. Okay, so we want to replicate. This is what we have for our login page. So we want to do do for sign-in page. Now, can someone let me know what are the information? So I'm going to duplicate this. Just going to duplicate this page. What are the informations that we should capture from our users on the sign-in page? Please let us share. Let me share that one together.
The username and the password.
For the sign-in.
Yeah.
Okay. What else? Are we taking any other thing? It depends on what we're doing. Remember, we're building an e-commerce page, e-commerce website. So are we? So I want us to
Fine.
do with the. Okay, go on. I can hear you.
I think it's just
Sorry.
I what you mentioned earlier is actually okay. It's the sign page.
I can't hear you.
Said what the notes said is actually old. Or was there a
You're breaking.
question you were trying asking?
You're breaking. You're breaking, Sarah.
Okay, can I come in?
Oh my.
For the sign in, the email address. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
For the sign in, when you input your email address and the password, they will send a code to your email address. Then
No, we are going far. We are going far. I'm
okay.
saying that if we're creating a sign up page, what are the information that we should capture?
So are you asking for sign up or sign in? Because sign in would mean they already have an account.
Sign up. Or let me use
you've
let me
been saying
use
sign in.
create an account. Okay.
Because you said sign in.
You said sign in earlier also.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. So we've been able to create for signing. Now we want to do for create an account. So what are the information we are looking at capturing from the user?
The name, phone number, the personal details and messaging, and
Okay. You said the name. Speak up now. Who's talking?
yes, sir. I said the name, the phone number, the contact, the address, if it's needed. Yeah, to be needed.
We'll be taking it one after the other. Small.
Okay.
Sarah, I believe it's
And
Sarah that's speaking, right?
no, for face.
For faith. Okay, for faith. Small, eh? So that we'll be flowing together.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so you said the first thing we're capturing is name.
Then the phone number, the contact information. Okay.
It's more visible. Okay. The name, phone number. Now, the phone number, I want to believe that we know how. Okay, let me not believe. Let me just explain. Phone, you know how, okay, Dennis, help me Lord. Phone number is captured in a unique way. It depends on how you want to design it and all that, but then you know that you need to capture country code, which is very, very important before the individual is able to put their number. So for me, this is how I'm going to do it for the purpose of this class. I'm going to duplicate this in two. Let's say Nigeria plus 234. You are lost with what I'm doing. Please call my attention at any point in time. Like, then just. So I know we have used something before. Yeah, let me copy this. Let me go back to our design over here. Paste. So I'm just going to be designing, and then if you have questions, just let me know. Just copying things that we have. I don't want to start going to extract new ones. I need this arrow. So just follow me. So I believe that is clear. So I put the country code, the demarcation, and then enter the number. So the user can select country code, and then before they input their number. So yes, Faith, please go on. What next? We have all created an account at some point. That's why I'm asking questions.
Okay,
What else do you think? Sorry?
date of birth,
Date of birth. I don't think date of birth is relevant for the accounts that we are creating.
in case maybe if there's a you or something that underage are not meant to use the app or something. Just think this.
Okay, that's that's thoughtful. That's very thoughtful. So in case our app has adult content, we need to ensure that we're able to restrict those that are not up to age to access certain materials. But then, so now let's consider this generally. We are selling, we're bringing an e-commerce product to the market. Does that consider what Profit has said? Is that something we should consider? I'm asking us generally now.
Yeah, so I thought of it too before she spoke, but I didn't think of it in terms of maybe restricting them from accessing some products. Or I thought of it in terms of targeted adverts. Like if what a 19-year-old is interested in is not what a 55-year-old is interested in. So if they log on the page to shop, so what shows on the, the way you open Jumia, and it's a couple of things you're advertising on the page you open. right? So that what the advertising is different for each age grade. That was the way I thought about it.
Okay. That's thoughtful. Any other person? Something to say? I want us all to be in this class. Any other person? Oh no, this is very interesting. So, are we saying there are only two persons that are in class with us today?
Right.
Okay, fine.
I also wanted to.
Yeah, go on. Go on,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. I also wanted. I'm also like agreeing to what they said, but from my own from my own view, is I'm speaking in terms of birthdays. Maybe when it's your customer, maybe if the person is a valued customer, person can get update happy birthday messages and birthday messages. But I don't know if it's aligns goes with, I don't know. So just a suggestion.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. Let's go back. Let's take a pause and let's go to our drawing. Let's see. Sign up. So let's see what we crafted out here. We said sign up individual vendor. Okay, we didn't even, let's remove vendor for now. Let's just focus on individual. Input email address, phone number, verify to proceed. Okay. Then after it's verified, phone number verified to proceed, then they get to input username, password. Okay. Okay. Input username, password, confirm password. Okay, so I think what we do, considering the user flow we did, we separated it. We said, now we explain why it's like that. Now, when a user wants to register to once a new user wants to use the product, we consider to ensure that you don't bug the user with so many information. So with so many questions, put this, put that. Most of the time, we advise that you keep each page as simple as possible. So if we start having name, phone number, email, password, what again, date of birth, we start having a long form. So we need to look at how to ensure that so what we tend to do from what we have in our user flow here was that we're able to share these things into two. And if you notice from what we did, one of them has to do with verification. Now, we need to be sure that the user email and phone number is verified before we now proceed to asking the user to input username, date of birth, password, creating password, and the rest. What I'm saying, does it make sense? Let me be sure.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Exactly the same.
Okay. So, which means for this, let's focus on just capturing essential data for verification. So once it is verified, we can then proceed to collecting other information from the user. Can then proceed to collecting other information. So for this, we said username. We don't even need to capture their username here. We need to capture email, password, So we need to adjust this to email. Email, phone number. Email, phone numbers. I think email. Okay, let's add username. Let's add the name. So the name of the person. Let's add the name of the person. Then we'll add the email of the person, and then we'll add phone number. Okay, then phone number. Yeah, so I think this is the 3 essential information that we need to take. Let me copy this. We still need this. It's going to be. Oh, sorry, give me a minute. Okay. So now, let's be sure. So we talked about date of birth. There are some products that we don't capture information like that. For instance, now, when I registered for one of my cryptos accounts, they asked me, what's it called? They didn't ask me date of birth and all those other things. What they asked me primarily, the first thing they asked me was email, just email. When I put the email, they sent me a verification. When I verified it, okay, I think I put email and phone number. When they verified it, they asked me to put a username. After the username, that was it. I was logged in straight. So there are different applications that for different, you're trying to see different login means. So I want us to check one real quick. Let me check. Let us check Jumia. And let's check to see. Okay, so there's something I want to say. Now, one strong difference between mobile application and website is that, for instance, if you have a Jumia application, you cannot access the application until you have logged in or you have signed in. But for a website, it's different. For a website, you have liability, you have access to the contents that are on the website as much as you want to until you want to start adding this to your cart. For instance, I'm not logged in yet, but I can see what they have. I can modify my search to say bag. So I can explore the website as much as I need to. And then once I'm ready to proceed, I say, oh, this bag is nice. Let's say I click on this and I add to cart. Did it add? Yes, added to cart successfully. So you see, it start adding to my cart even when I'm not signed in. Now, this one is development aspect. So what they do is that they create, I'm just trying to explain that, they create a temporary log file for you, an anonymous log file. These guys do it also. Chrome, Google does it. If you want to browse on Google, let's say someone meets you and say, hey bro, can I use your account? I want to quickly search something. For me, my search history is something that's very important to me. Most times I want to go back and search for things that I accessed in time past. So most times I don't like people using my account for things I don't know.
So what I do most of the time is that I just create a temporary account for them. I come down to where you have open guest profile. On that guest profile, whatever it is that they search with Google, for instance, anything they search with Google, let me accept. Anything they search, do, it is not saved. Google create a temporary user database for them. Once I delete any page, you cannot recover it back. I can't recover it back. So that's the same thing that something like Jumia would use. So they create a temporary log file for you, and you start shopping. It's adding to your cart. The moment you want to check out, you come to your cart. So when I come to my cart, I see this is what is on my cart. For instance, I'm just logging in. You can see there's something still here. Now, this is a temporary log file that was created a while back for me. Now, if you check, most times when you want to access some sites, there's something they ask you to accept cookies. How many of us know that?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So that's that thing they're asking you to do, accepting cookies, is so that they can have a way to create a temporary file for you. Some websites that you don't even need to log in or sign up will still ask you for cookies, to accept cookies. So when you do that, you are granting them access to your database on your browser at that given point in time. They are able to create a temporary database for you, see the things you've done. If I, for instance, go and clear my cache on my Chrome browser, I will not be able to see this any longer. So as long as that stuff is still there, anytime I come back to Chrome, Chrome is able to see that, oh, we created a temporary login profile for this individual. So everything I get to see while I'm using the application will be from that temporary database that was created for me. Now, this is the same way that shops like Jumia and the rest is able to sell product to you across different social media accounts. So if you come to Jumia now and you search for bag, and you search bag, and you leave Jumia and you go to Facebook, have you noticed that most of the time you begin to see bags? How many of us have noticed that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So how they achieve that is through that simple question that they asked you, accept cookies. So what they now do is that browsers like Facebook, many of us created our Facebook account using what is it called? Using our email account. So the system creates a temporary database account, and then the system then happens to track you. It's a safe track. Don't worry. It doesn't look at your password, your email, or all of that. The system happens to track you, happens to see the next place you go to. So let's say somebody visited you, and then while the person was leaving, you now put a tracker on the person. I want to see the places the person is going to. Now, it's a business strategy that came up in the digital space. So if I search something on Jumia and I go to Facebook, now because Jumia has pinned a tracker on me, once Jumia starts seeing where I'm going to, if I go to Facebook, Jumia automatically would send a notification to Facebook, prompting Facebook that this user just came out from my browser and the user was trying to buy a particular product. But unfortunately, our system could record that the user did not finish the purchase. So now, because Jumia and Chrome are partners, let me not say partner in crime, they are partners in business. What Facebook then do is that Facebook then grants Jumia access to start displaying products So now Facebook is marketing their product on, Jumia is marketing their product on Facebook, but they don't just want you to start seeing just random products that you might not like. So using that system of having to accept cookies, so they that when you accept, there's like just like when you take bread, there's breadcrumbs that drops on the floor. So they're able to track you through those crumbs, and then once you get to Facebook, Jumia starts saying, this guy wanted to buy a bag. Start telling Facebook, these are all our bag pictures, all our bag, including the ones that you specifically clicked. You start going to check, and then they start displaying those things to you. So what I'm trying to say is that whether or not you log in, but things like that is not really possible on mobile apps. It's rarely possible on mobile apps, except if you also grant that access. Most times, mobile apps have more restrictions in doing that. If you use an iPhone, for instance, if you install a new application, you will see where the application would ask you to send data back to Apple. It'll tell you send data to Apple. Most times it might be Google will say send data back to Google, and they will always seek your permission, whether you want to do it or you don't want to do it. So I just felt like I needed to say that. So that's how many of these applications are able to dish their product across what's it called? Many websites that you visit. Some products also, how would I put this now? Let me also say this now. Let me explain it in the mobile app aspect. Have you ever had some people like what's the name of this loan app that used to disturb people? Is it OP or OCA? There's this mobile app that was said to be, I think it's OP. Okay, let me say it this way. Have any of you received a call from a mobile loan app asking you that somebody borrowed money and the person has not paid, and they're asking you to provide information about the person? How many of us has encountered that before?
Can you come again, sir? I didn't get that part.
I have, sir.
I think I need to explain. Okay.
I have
And has any of us used a mobile loan app before? Oh, I think that's a confidential question. Don't answer that question. Let's not assume that you're going out borrowing money. If you know somebody that have used a mobile loan app before, or you know of mobile loan apps that are in the market, there are a good number of mobile loan apps. Apps Nigeria. Let me remember their names. These ones are not showing me names that I know.
is there at the top. I think there's this Fair Money and
Yes, there's Fair Money, there's Okash, exactly. There's Palmpay. So these are different loan apps. So now, once I don't know if you've noticed that if an individual happened to not have redeemed their loan, the loan app, the people that granted the loan happens to now start calling close relatives of that person, requesting that they should provide the person or make payment for the loan that the person collected. Now, and that person that borrowed the loan never at any given point in time shared the contact of these people with the loan app guys. So when the guys borrowing the loan, they didn't tell the guys, see, give us contact of people that are going to call if you refuse to pay. They don't do that. They don't request for that. But somehow they happen to have contacts of people that are close to you, and they start calling those people to say that this person has not paid the money that this person collected. Now, they are able to achieve that in a very simple way. Many of us had granted access to these things on our mobile applications, but we do not know. So when you try to use an application and then the application asks you that, let's say the name of the application is Shopper, like our application, and then now says Shopper needs permission to access your contact. Most times you try to use very simple word that doesn't make you suspicious. And sometimes those apps restrict you from using the application until you grant those access. Now, for apps like this sort of loan apps, once you grant those access, what automatically happens is that that application instantly have access to all of your contacts. Every single contact on your phone, they have access to it. Every single contact. And they're able to keep tab as to your most frequent dialed contacts. That's how those guys are able to start calling people when you have not redeemed your loan. So I had a scenario where one of them called me, and me straight up, I've been in the digital world in a very long time, and some people used to feel afraid when you receive those kind of call. The lady that called me, I threatened her. I told her, I was not, first off, you gave somebody a loan. Did you sign a contract with the person? Secondly, was I stated in the contract? Thirdly, did you receive my signature as a benefactor, beneficiary, or guarantor to that contract? So how then are you reaching out to me? Which means you have obtained my what's it called? My contact through dubious means. And that leaves me no choice to sue you. Before I could finish talking to the lady started apologizing. And I was so strict that I told her, if you end the call, I'm still going to sue you. Because the moment I go to, what's it called? I go to, in Nigeria, many of us, we don't know how to really exercise our rights, honestly speaking, in Nigeria. In the UK, there's something they call GDRP. Let me open that so that you see. GDRP. GDRP is what, see now, the General Data Protection Regulation. Over the country, applications cannot just have such rights. They can't, my information is my information. If they had called me, yeah, we don't sue people anyhow. They would have sued that company long ago and would have obtained millions. Like, how sure am I that you have not also sold my contact to kidnappers and people that knows my whereabouts and know people that I call and all that? So many times when we use applications, there's something that Instagram started doing of recent, that you can grant Instagram access to all of your pictures or access to some of your pictures. So anytime you want to make a post, if not even Instagram, WhatsApp has done the same. It's more like a regulation. All of them just updated their application. I noticed that for me, I don't grant all of that, because the moment sometimes you hear people say Nigeria has been fond of it over the country. People say their private picture was leaked online. Situations like this is what makes such kind of thing to occur. When an application or a system requests permission to your data, and then you just grant access without having to carefully read what data they are requesting for and what they intend to use those data for. So in the UK and many of the Western world, your GDPR is what help guide those information. So over here it says the General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR, is a comprehensive 2018. So it was enforced in 2018. 2018 European Union law governing data privacy and security for EU residents. So anyone that's not in the EU or it's only for EU residents. It forces organizations globally to obtain explicit content, ensure transparency, and protect personal data, e.g., email, IP address, and ID. Now, this is the reason why YouTube pulled down our video the other time. Because if YouTube had left that video online with somebody's contact showing, YouTube has violated the GDPR compliance law. YouTube has violated that law. And if, for instance, one of my friends' contact showed on that and somebody saw it somewhere, the person can intend to sue and say, I had a life-threatening incident last week, and I suspect that it's because my data was leaked online, and the access point which those individuals were able to gain track on me was through YouTube because somebody had leaked my data and all that. So you see that YouTube, in order to follow compliance, GDPR compliance, every video that comes up, they have an AI system that runs through the video, check every screen to ensure that all of those things are pulled down. So they pull it down. You then need to readjust those content you want to put and put them up again. So I'm going to keep reading. It said key principle including lawfulness, fairness, transparency, and data minimization. The purpose to give individual control over personal data and modernize data handling of business. So you can take your time to read more about it and all that, but there are safe ways it is done. There are bad ways that it could also be done. So while all of this application has access to you'll be surprised that YouTube, what's his name, Facebook and Instagram have access to your pictures that are on your phone. They have access to it. I would tell most of my friends, avoid taking private pictures. I don't see a reason why you should take a picture. Some people will say, I have something that's growing up in the left side of my chest. Let me say a lady, for instance, and then you take your phone and you snap it and then say you want to check it very well. As long as you have granted Facebook or any of this application access to have all of those your data, that picture you snapped automatically is uploaded to, they have access to it. Another thing would be location. There are some applications you see, they would ask you, use application, share your live location while you are using this app. Or they will say, share your live location throughout. That's any point in time your location is live. Now, let me ask us a question. Today's class is a little bit diverting, but I think it's needful that I say these things because I believe many of us were not that exposed to information like this. Have you ever considered how Google Map works? This is a general question. Anybody want to share with us? Have you considered how Google Map works? Where you want to go to Ikeja and then you check your map, you automatically see that the road at so place is blocked. So let me explain that real quick. There are millions of people on earth using Google. Millions. And aside from using just Google, use other applications. Now, because you use those other applications, because you have a mobile device, That's explicitly how that's explicitly how Google Map is able to let me put it this way. That's explicitly how Google Map functions. That's how it's able to gather data. Now let me explain it. Many applications you use shares data to the app owners. So to the system, the backend system has track record of where you are. You are in your room now. They know that where you are, you usually they can tell that this is your home residence. If the system can track you and say, this is where you retire every night. So the system can draw an algorithm to say, this is considered to be your home address. Now, every time you move on the road, go anywhere you're going, on the system database, you're able to see that that application is changing from location to location. That's why if you move from Nigeria to the UK, you don't need to start changing your time on your phone. It'll automatically update by itself. So now, because it uses location, if and it can tell if you are in the car or you're on the road. How can it tell if you're in the car or the road? It can tell if you are on a mobile transportation system or you are walking with your legs because of the speed. So they can see that the device, our application on this user's device is moving at a slow speed. Sometimes your application on your phone can tell you how much time you have walked in a day. What they tend to use is location. They try to see how much distance you cover. The system, AI has been, fortunately for us, many of us think that AI just came out. AI has been existing for over a decade. It's just that it has not been so much on the open face. It has been on the background. So applications like this use AI to calculate data and do all of that. So the system is able to see that, for instance, 200 persons were initially moving to a specific direction and they were running at a specific speed. So the system can quickly calculate to say that they are using a mechanical device, let's say a car, a motorcycle, bicycle, whatsoever. They were all moving, and all of a sudden, that speed was slowed down. And they can also see that there are many devices that the locations are turned on that are in the same location at a given period of time. They are all in the same location. The system will then read automatically. What happened is that Google Map will start signifying that location to be red. What is automatically saying is that there's traffic in that location. Not necessarily that there's traffic on the road. There are times where you check your map and then it shows you that there's traffic, and then you get there's still other bike cuts that you can use. For some of us that you go to a very big church, let's say a very massive church where you have like thousands of people, once the service ends and you check your phone, you were able to see that you can see that there's traffic in that environment. What it means by traffic is that there are a lot of people that are gathered together in that environment at that given point in time. But now, how that Google Map is able to signify that this is on the road? Google Map does not expect that thousands of people or you and I will just start walking on the highway just like that. So it considers that this is the highway. You should not be walking on it. So if there's anybody on this highway, we consider the person should be using whether car or whatever. So the system is able to calculate to say that if the people are not moving, there's traffic. So when you check your map, what you're actually seeing is data from Google to say that there are thousands of people clustered at a given location and they're not moving as they are supposed to. So what really happens when you use these things? Their data. All of these companies function because data is shared from you and I to them. Another example, I'll say this lastly. Another example is your what's it called? Your boat app. If you use boats very well, there are sometimes that boat will tell you that there's surge. especially in the hot afternoon. Especially if you're in the island, there are specific hours that are considered to be surge. Now, how it does that is that if both notice that 3, 4, 5, 6 person is trying to book a ride at a specific time, they are all booking ride at the same time in a given location. What the system automatically does, the system presumes that there are a lot of people in that location that wants to travel. What I mean by travel, that they want to transport to another location, and they are all trying to book the ride at the same time. The system just presumes that there's something going on there. It's a good time for us to make money. So what they now do is that they now increase the price. The price automatically now goes up. So if you are working on the island, you want to start going to the mainland, anytime you start from 3:30 to 4, you notice that the price of booking a ride automatically just spikes up. What it means is that there are a lot of people trying to book ride at the same time. So the system is trying to. So sometimes what I do is that I try to make sure that I'm not in specific location that is going to suggest that there's a surge. So I don't know if all of this is I'm saying makes sense, but I'm just trying to educate us such that you should be aware of the data that is moving from your device, mobile device, to the owners of the applications you are using, so that you get to know this thing. So back to what I want to say real quick before we end the class. We're going to end the class by 10. This is 9:43. Please, everything I've said so far, does it make sense?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I learned a lot, sir.
Okay, so you can take your time and do your research, further research on that. One thing I'll beg every one of us is that try as much as you can. We are not in the EU where there's a system protecting their data. We're in Nigeria. Let me give you an instance. Let me show you something. Just watch my screen. Let me tap my name. Honor Kingsley. I would have said let me use any of us, but let me use my own. Now, my name is Honor Kingsley. I work with RICS. Honor Kingsley from RICS, RHICS. Let me say contact details. Now look at what I search, and I'll click enter. Look at this application. This application says Rockreach. I don't know this application. I'm going to click on it. Look at where this application is deriving my data from LinkedIn. Now, this application is able to tell you where I work and piece of information about me. Some people will ask you, have you ever Googled yourself? Try to see what information about you is actually out there. It's able to capture data. This particular one is taking my data from LinkedIn. And then if you check over here, it went as far as even capturing my recent mobile number. I got this mobile number, I think 2 years ago. My previous mobile number, it went as far as capturing my email is even here. It said email, found one email. If I click on it, let me see what it will show me. It might then start asking me to subscribe to them. Oh, okay, let's see. It's trying to tell me to create an account. I can't proceed without creating an account. It will not show. It's trying to tell me to create an account. So let me go back. It says view Kingsley's email and phone number. So a number of people get contact of people in this way. There are some websites that you can, for instance, some couple of years ago, when we wanted to create a conference in Nigeria and we needed a contact of CEOs from companies, what we just did was that we just came to an application like this, and then we just search for CEOs. We put a location, CEOs in Nigeria. If your job role is, for instance, now is PA, come on an application like this, we search PAs in Nigeria. in Lagos. It starts showing us contact of all PAs that. So this stuff automatically buy, these guys like this, they buy data. They buy data from different places and they try to feed those data on their system. So for you to use it, you need to start paying. Let me see how much let me see how much these guys, what's their fee? $27 every month, $69 every month. So it will be very rare to see countries like EU now where the data, if for instance you find you're in EU and you find your data on places like this, and you are able to track where is this data coming from and all that. So time to time, just try, and they're not just one. No, this is two. This is these guys also having my data. See a number, Leadway, University of Nsukka. So all these ones are articles of other people. They are not me. So you see many other Kingsleys, but unfortunately mine came first because of the specific information I gave, which is my place of work. So some of you might want to do stuff like that to search yourself further. So the reason why I was coming here was that I was trying to talk about your cart. So it creates a temporary database for you. The moment you now want to check out, that's when it now begins to ask you to sign in. The system can then see that, oh, this individual is not signing. You now tell me, welcome Kingsley, enter your username, blah, blah, blah. Now, if you see, Jumia is asking me to sign up. Look at what information Jumia requested for. Just email. They said email or phone number, any one of them would do. Or I can sign in with either my Facebook, Google, or my Apple ID. But the only thing they requested here is email. Jumia does not need your date of birth. They don't need any piece of, they don't even need a username. They don't need a username. They will address you by the name that is signified on your email. You know, email carries your name and then blah, blah, blah. Whatever name is on your email, that's how they will address you. So they're trying to keep it simple, if that makes sense. So I was trying to bring us to this point to explain what we're trying to do here. So we said we wanted to capture date of birth and all of that. I was saying we wanted to put want to categorize it by this and that. So that's fine. So let me quickly finish this up. It's 9:50. So this will say, let this say continue. Okay. I still think we should put these informations just in case a user wants to sign in with any of this other information. There's something I'm supposed to add that I forgot. It's supposed to be all. I'm supposed to put an all button. I don't know how I missed that. Okay, so here we have create account. We are able to capture these informations. able to capture this information, and then the next thing we would have is for the user to verify. So what do we intend to use to verify the account? So let's use a verification code. I'm just going to try to be fast so that we can finish this. I'm just trying to be as fast as I can be. So say verify. You can say verify your details. Or just say verify code. And you keep it simple. So let's add a little bit of text. Let's try to keep the user informed. Let's say something like, please enter the code sent to your phone or sent to your email. So we then do a verification box. And we then do, what am I saying? A code insert box. So for this, let's use 20. That's too much. Let's 5. Text. So let's imagine that the user is imputing code. So I'm just trying to, this is just UI. Once they are developing, they are going to put in data as is needed to appear. So let's say, let me increase this. Let's say 16. Let's keep some of this. Imagine that the user is still typing in their code. We're able to capture more content to say things. Didn't receive the code. Let's put this to sunny bold. Let's use our color, blue. Didn't receive the, let's call it OTP, one-time password. It should be copy. So once the code is received, I have this to say verify. Reduce down a bit. Okay, so all of this go out. So if the user continues, the user is requested to verify the password. Once the user verifies, once the user verifies their password, then we'll go further to ask the user more questions. So, Profit, what are the other questions you requested that we should ask the user? Quickly before we go. Are you there, Profit?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, so other questions. Okay, after the verification. The name, okay, the contact information, just like the country, state and residential address.
No, you don't need, you don't really need country, state, and all that. You see, many, like I just explained, our systems are becoming smarter. It can pick your location, where you stay, and all that. So you don't need to, all those informations are not, you don't need so much of all those information. Yeah. So what are the other things we say we're including? It's 2 minutes old.
Sorry, I wanted to ask, what of create password and confirm password? Is it?
So that's what we're saying now. We talk about create password, confirm password. What else? So
That
the reason
take it inside your
people are
account.
going this route was the route we suggested. So that's the route we're going through. So continue your suggestion. I want you guys to be able to think through it.
Are we still going to add that underage? I thought you said it's not needed anymore.
No, I did not say it's not needed. You guys are making suggestions for these things, so I'm trying to follow along.
To me, I really feel that restriction of underage is not needed because, like from your explanations that you have been exploring during those showing us different kind of apps and all that, like Jumia. This is a shopping app. I think it should be open to everyone to access it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not an app that do show some sensitive things like Facebook or Instagram that will be restricting children from going
Okay.
in there.
So this is what we do. This is what we do. Let me make this thing easy for us. We're going to change this to let's call this username. Let me just make it easy for us. Username, email, we'll call this last one password. Let's take this one out for now. We'll get back to that guy later. So we have username, email, password, and then the next thing we'd have is confirm password. Confirm password. Okay, so there's this when you create an account, many of us so for Faith was trying to talk about age limit and all those things. Some apps you can't use it if you're underage. instead of them asking, tell us if you are 18 or you are not 18, they just put an agreement form, something that goes like this. You see something like a rectangle.
Sorry, hello, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still wondering why this is not the actual product because I don't understand why this is not the product really. That's in response to the question I asked yesterday, where you responded that the developer goes back end to copy some codes with which he does the product. I'm wondering, I mean, you've done all these things. So how is it not the product?
Wow. So I think if you were to be in the, are you in the development? Are you also in the
No, no,
development?
no. No, this is the only course I'm doing.
Okay, so it would have made more sense. Okay, let me show you what I mean by code.
No,
Um,
I understand the copying code part. I pretty much understand it. I'm just wondering what's the
okay,
difference
because
between what you
because
have and
because
what the live
because
product is.
because this is just a design. Now, this is not, for instance, now you can't click here to type in name.
Oh, okay, okay.
You get now. For this
Mm,
verification code now, you're supposed to send it to your email and all that. All of these things are, like I said, UI is the virtual, UX is the how the system is supposed to work. You see that US aspect of how the system is supposed to work. You are supposed to calculate how it's supposed to work. Then you need the developers to make it work.
okay. I thought these links were live. I didn't know that they were not clickable.
No, they are not clickable. These are designs. So
I didn't
we're
know.
all here together. We're designing their shapes. We're clicking. So you're trying to provide how the app is supposed to look like. So this
Mm,
is exactly how the app is supposed to look like. They are prototypes, but they are not functional.
okay, makes sense now.
Yeah. So
Thank you.
if I click on this, I can turn on dev mode. If you check the down on my screen here, it says dev mode, development mode. You can also develop directly by myself. Now, I can develop directly from Figma. I can send a single screen straight to development. So Figma now has an AI that can help you develop by itself. But beyond it developing, you need to start plugging in stuff backend. So, okay, when I click this, it should feed data to email. Let email create a code and send back. All of those things is where somebody is supposed to start attending to those aspects. So all this backend thing I was explaining just now. So when data is received, they sell data to these people, do that. That's where the development come in. They need to work on the backend to help it work.
Okay, so thank you.
Okay. So I just click on development mode. This is what it showed me. It's a copy code in the language you need, track design changes, blah, 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 blah. I can't do this because I've not upgraded to code account. So if I upgrade to a professional code account, then it can start showing me codes that I used in my design. So I'm going to click
Okay.
back. So
I was going to ask you, sorry.
yeah, go on. I can hear you.
I was going to ask you because I'm using a free version of Figma and I see that the features are quite limited. I was going to ask if it's the same
Pictures.
thing now. The features it has, there's some things I click on and it's asking me to upgrade to a professional um
It's the same thing I'm using. Oh. I'm using the same free version that you are using.
okay.
Yeah, it's the same thing. There's no difference. What Figma does is that you per project. Initially, Figma had a rough fee you pay every month to access the entire stuff. But after a while, they now stop that. They now start charging by project. So every project I want to build, I need to pay a specific amount for it. So they charge by
Oh,
project now. So
okay.
we're going to end here for today. I'm going to give an assignment. My assignment is Oh, this assignment might be quite funny. I want to see us come up with something that has to do with the homepage of this application. I want to see who might be bold enough to attempt that. You know what I mean by homepage? Do we know what I mean by homepage?
Okay.
Omar, can you explain so that those of us that
When you successfully log into an app, I think the first place it takes you to is usually the homepage.
Yes, exactly. The first place it takes you is the homepage. So for we here, we've created a dummy for our homepage. This is a dummy for our homepage. So I've taught us how to use shapes and how to do all of that. Even if it is a low fidelity wireframe you create. Let me make it simple. I want us all to come up with a low fidelity wireframe for the homepage. It can be a sketch you do on a paper. I want every one of us coming to class next week to have a design for the low fidelity wireframe. If you can stretch to high fidelity, glory to God for you. But my assignment is for low fidelity. Sketch something of what you think. You have Jumia, you have Konga. Use those as your research and try to. You have Jumia, you have Konga, you have Amazon. So you can research all of them and say, how do you want yours to look like? You say, oh, I love a feature that Jumia has used that this guy does not use. So sketch your own, sketch how your homepage should look like. You can do it on a paper and say, okay, mine will have this, mine will have that. When we come on the call, so that we'll know, I will not keep asking questions like, what can we do? So start giving random answer. We'll be so specific to knowing what we're able to attend to. Fortunately, we're going to end the class here. We could have finished what we wanted to do, but I had to start discussing what we discussed. So we'll take it off from this point. I would not touch anything till next week. Next week, Tuesday, I believe by next week, Tuesday, we should be able to finish up what we have here. So if we were to look at this, let me quickly mark this and mark out the aspects that we have done and the aspect that is left to be done. So login page for user, we've done this. It's out. Login. Verify login. All of this is done. This is from the back end, so it doesn't really concern us. Login approved. We have done this. So it takes user to homepage. We have not designed a homepage. We have done forget password. We have done impute email. All of these, email verified, enter password, new password save. All of this has been done. So all of this is out. So what we are focusing on today is the sign up. Sign up is what we have here. So the sign up is supposed to lead us back to the home page. So by next week, I'm going to finish up what we have here. I think we just have one more screen and then we're done. So our focus will be on the home page. On the home page, we'll keep continuing like that, keep progressing. So I want us all come up with a sketch for your home page and we would take it up from there. Any question before I go? I'm done with the class. Okay, no question. Thank you very much, everyone, for showing up. I look forward to seeing you next week. Have a good night rest.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. God bless you, sir.